Welcome back. So right now I will ask you some questions regarding machine learning, but with the focus on programming. You performed quite well in the previous session about the general questions on machine learning. So let's deep dive to it. My first question is how do you handle missing or corrupted data in a dataset? Well, I would find missing or corrupt data in a dataset and either drop those rows and columns. So in pandas, there are two useful methods. One is null and drop NA. And if I want to fill invalid values with a placeholder value, for example, I can also do that. My next question is, do you have experience with Spark or big data tools for machine learning? Well, yeah, Spark is a big data tool mostly in demand now and able to handle massive data sets with great speed. And to be honest, if I have to understand that I don't really have experience with Spark. I mostly use Python and also other packages. Um, and sorry about that, but I do know what Spark is, and now I do know how to uh, learn that pretty quick. My next question is pick an algorithm, write the pseudocode for parallel implementation. My I would great. So I would pick an algorithm as the algorithm of yeah. So yeah. So I will pick the algorithm as the uh A star search. So I will implement it parallel on the current cluster by uh, uh, using Monte Carlo technique and by randomizing the search at each node, and then I will link it in. What's some differences between a linked list and an array? An array is an ordered collection of objects. A linked list is a series of objects with pointers that direct how to process them sequentially. An array assumes that every element has the same size, unlike the linked list. A linked list can more easily grow organically. An array has to be predefined or redefined for organic growth. Shuffling a linked list involves changing which points direct where. Meanwhile, shuffling an array is more complex and takes more memory. My next question is describe a hash table. A hash table is a data structure that produces an associate array. A key is mapped to certain values through the use of a hash function. They are often used for tasks such as database indexing. My next question is what data visualization libraries do you use? What are your thoughts on the best data visualization tools? I use Matplotlib, I use Seaborn, I use Plot.ly and Tableau. I also use ours ggplot to visualize the data. Now, given two strings A and B of the same length n, find whether it's possible to cut both strings at a common point such that the first part of A and the second part of B form a palindrome. Um, well, well, to be honest, I don't really know how to do this question. Sorry about that. My next question is how are the primary and foreign keys related in SQL? Well, first of all, SQL has um, so in this example, foreign keys allow me to match up and join tables together on the primary key of the corresponding table. My next question is how does XML and CSVs compare in terms of size? Well, in practice, XML is much more verbose than CSVs are and takes up a lot more space. SCVs use some separators to categorize and organize data into neat columns, while XML use tags to linearize a tree-like structure for key pair values. You will often get XML back as a way to semi-structure data from APIs or HTTP responses. So my next question is, what's the data type supported by JSON? So JSON is a popular file format that wraps with JavaScript. There are six basic JSON data types you can manipulate: strings, number, objects, arrays, booleans, and null values. My next question is, how would you build a data pipeline? Data pipeline as the bread and butter of machine learning engineers, and I would take data science models and find ways to automate and scale that. And I'm familiar with the tools to build big data pipelines, for example, Apache Airflow, and the platforms where I can host models and pipelines, such as Google Cloud, AWS, for example. And I will I have some actually experience in building and scaling them in productions, data pipeline, and so on and so forth. My next question: what do you think is the most valuable data in our business? So Amago is a company that combines Amazon and Google together. So it has the delivery service and it also has the search service. So I would say the most valuable data in your business is the data that is in the intersection between the search interface and also the delivery interface. For example, while a driver is going to deliver the food, they will search for the location. So that result is the most valuable data in your business. My next question is, how would you implement a recommendation system for our company's user? So I will implement the recommendation company implement a system in terms of a store. In terms of, I would enhance. I would first of all I would enhance by assigning a score to each of the keyword based on the scarcity, and I will also find the best parts to build a database and also put all the data together. My next question is, how would you simulate the approach of a Go tech, such as do that? Sorry, I'm not familiar with that. I have to be very honest. But the Nature paper describing the AlphaGo to beating the lead so though is about the Monte Carlo tree search with deep neural networks that implements by supervised learning from human expert games and by reinforcement learning from games of cell prey. Okay. Thank you for the answer. I do have a few bonus question for you. So yeah. So basically, I would like to like to ask you about a first simple question. What is a confusion matrix? A confusion matrix is a two by two table that contains four outcomes provided by the binary classifier. Various measures such as error rate, accuracy, specificity, sensitivity, precision, and recall are derived from it. So a confusion matrix has the top left being the true positive, top right being the false negatives, right bottom being the false positives, and the right bottom being the true negatives. Um, so that is good. That is a good one. And so thank you about that. But can you explain some measures that can be derived from a confusion matrix? Some measures can be derived from it are the error rates, accuracy, sensitivity, specificity, precision, and F score. All right. Thank you so much. That's the end of my interview. You have done pretty well. I will look forward you to I will look forward to your further final interview. But concurrently, we have a lot of other games, and we are we are not really interested in hiring any applicant. So sorry about that. We are actually not employing anyone. I hope that the company is sounds good to you, and I enjoy the application in the next year or in the future. Thank you very much. Bye bye.